and welcome to Let's Go Somewhere. I'm Lindsay, and this is where I blurt out all my travel stuff rattling around in my brain. Cruises, all inclusives, group trips, you name it, I'm here to make travel simple, stress-free, and fun. Everything I talk about today, the links, the info, all of that is going to be down below in the show notes. So grab coffee or your daiquiri, I don't judge, and let's go somewhere. Hey y'all, and welcome to Let's Go Somewhere podcast. I'm Lindsay, your host and your travel advisor. I have tried to record this episode, I don't know how many times, because when we start discussing the topic of cruising, there is just so much to it. And we're just gonna dive into it. This could be real raw because I'm getting frustrated of rewriting because I keep leaving things out. So we're just gonna grab coffee or your daiquiri because I don't judge at this point. So we're gonna dive into the first time cruisers and what some people think about it, about cruising, and the overwhelm when it comes to trying to book a cruise on your own, because I have a client many clients that come to me, they want to go on their first cruise. They don't even want to touch it because they've tried to look at it themselves and they've just drove themselves crazy. So I'll walk you through it, because when it comes to cruising, there's so many ships. I'm sure you see it on the news all the time that there's a new ship that has come out from one of the cruise lines, the different type of cabins to stay in, because depending on which ship you're on, don't let anybody tell you that the cabin does not matter. It 100% matters. It's either I feel like that's going to make or break your trip too. Your dining times, your excursions, just the whole aspect of what comes with it, your budget confusion about what's included in your price for your cruise or what's not. Then you get into the logistics of passports to go to these ports of call in different countries, your flights if you're flying to a port that's not near you, the dates, all of that. So the biggest booking fears that I hear is there's too many choices. And you're not wrong. There are too many choices, especially, like I said, for the cabins. You have your inside cabin, your balcony, your suite. Are we doing 7 nights for the Caribbean, or are we doing 10 nights in the Mediterranean? It's like that endless scroll of Netflix because you just literally cannot pick. We've all been there. Don't lie. We've all been there. The money mysteries. What's included? Are the gratuities included? Are the drinks extra? Will the Wi-Fi cost you a kidney when you get on the ship? You don't want any surprises. You want to make sure that everything is good to go and paid for before you get on there, because you do not want to get slammed with that bill at the end and you're having to wait in that long line to dispute charges or take something off. And just the paperwork of it. If you don't have a passport, it's applying for one. It's if you already have a passport and it's expired, hello, that's me right now. Renewing the deadlines, the flights, if you're deciding to take it and go to like Miami and catch a new ship. It's just everything. And there's the people that's worrying about picking the wrong ship, because yes, it 100% matters what cruise line you're taking, because literally not all the cruise lines are for everybody. If you're looking for relaxation, I am not sending you on a Carnival cruise, because that is party central, and you'll probably find somewhere on the ship to kind of like put yourself that's quiet, but that's not what Carnival is known for. So we're going to get into it in a little bit, what I call cruise matchmaking, and what each cruise line would fit, what vibe you're looking for. So I hear it all the time. What if I click the wrong thing and I ruin the trip? That's why you're coming to me, because that's my job as a travel advisor, to help you figure all of this out and book it and get you everything that you need. Listen, that's why I talk to y'all. We have conversations of what you're looking for so I can match you correctly. I will tell you what's included, what's a must-have, because if you're going on an Alaskan cruise, I'm 1,000% going to tell you you need to book your balcony room, because if this is the only time you're going to go on an Alaskan cruise, do the balcony. spend the extra, do the balcony so you can sit on your balcony, watch the glaciers and everything scenic to have that as a core memory. So yeah, just getting into all the planning, building you a payment plan. Most of these deposits for these cruise lines are extremely affordable. Doing your payment plan, they give you enough time before you leave to pay it. So you just put your deposit down. There'll be a deadline of final payment. If you need to make payments along the way, hello, that's why I'm here. You contact me. I handle all the deadlines. I text, I call, I email. I'll probably annoy you, but that's my job because we're trying to get things booked and scheduled and ready to go. So nothing slips through the cracks. So we're going to jump into the cruise matchmaking, as I call it. First, when you get in contact with me and you want to go on that cruise, we're going to chat about your vibe. About, are you wanting to be adventurous? Are you wanting to be laid back? Are you a foodie? Are you a night owl? Are you worried about the budget? Are you not worried about the budget? That's the reason I'm here. I listen to all of it so I can match you to your perfect cruise, your cabin type, whatever you need that fits. I handle the booking, your flights, your travel insurance, your payments, and literally all you have to do is show up and pack because I can't pack for you. So we're going to get into the different kinds of cruise lines, and I like to call them their personalities or characters because they truly do have their own personalities. Because if you sit and talk with people that have cruised a lot or even just get on the topic of cruising, they're all different. Because we're going to kick things off with Carnival. Carnival is your fun cousin who's starting that dance line and probably... If they're from Louisiana, they have maxed out that 15 drink limit on their drink package. Carnival's a fun time. We've seen the videos online about the partying and all of that. Carnival is fun. They're affordable. Family, groups, you name it, they accommodate it. Royal Caribbean is for your adventurous friend with the GoPro. They have like the zip lining on the ship. They have the big water slides on the ship. They're just very adventurous. Disney is your magical aunt that brings the Mickey ears and makes sure that you enjoy the fireworks show. Obviously, Disney is for your family and nobody does it better than Disney. So they also have adults only sections of the ship. Everybody rants and raves about the kid clubs. Even the kids want to spend more time in the kid clubs because they're just so fun. So mom and dad can sneak off and go eat a meal in peace. We all know this if you're parents. Celebrity Cruise Line is your stylish cousin that shows up with the charcuterie board. Your bougie cousin. We all have those in the family. Celebrity is one of the few that when you pay for the cruise, your drink package and Wi-Fi are included in your pricing. Celebrity is more your upscale, but still budget friendly. So what's the saying? You have a champagne budget. You have a champagne taste on a beer budget. That's kind of it. I'm not trying to knock the elegant side of it. It's just more upscale. It's nice, but it fits budgets. Is what I'm trying to spit out and say right now. Princess is your elegant grandma with the perfect gumbo. Princess is known for the older crowd, but truly it's for everybody. Princess is a sister company to Carnival. They win so many awards, especially for their Alaskan cruises. Princess is definitely worth the money for their cruising, especially Alaska. Norwegian is more like your laid back uncle that has all the time in the world and has nowhere to go, but is just so flexible. So when it comes to your dining, you can just show up. There's no set schedules. You just literally come and go as you want with Norwegian. And then the really popular one, or it's starting to become really popular or has been for a while, is Virgin Voyages. That's your edgy sibling that's DJing an after party. If you want to put a personality on it, Virgin is the only adult only cruise line. It's edgy. It's definitely like your LGBT community friendly. They have drag shows. They have a tattoo parlor. It's edgy, but it's just a good time because it's all adults. Absolutely no kids under the age of 18 are allowed on that boat. They also, what I find is really cool, they have a test kitchen. So the chefs on the boat get to test out all kind of recipes and you get to go sit and taste them. But definitely, if you want a no kid but fun party atmosphere, Virgin is your person, or your cruise line, I should say. So pick your ship like you pick your friend, because we all know if you go on vacation with the wrong friend, it's going to make or break that whole trip. So you pick your cruise lines that way. You want to be matched correctly. So we're going to get into some of what I deal with clients. Like, I'm helping a whole group go on a group cruise next year. They finally made it happen outside of the group chat. And you all know what I'm talking about. If you have that group chat with all your friends that, oh, we should go here, we should plan this. No, you need to call me to get it out of the group chat. Because let me tell you, when I put in the group that somebody finally put the deposit down, everything started trickling in because everybody gets the FOMO and they want they want in too. So for them right now, their countdown is on, and it's a big deal because, like, sometimes as friends, you can't even agree on pizza. So a group cruise definitely unlocks you perks so you don't have to do it individual booking. You get better rates, discounts, free things sometimes, some onboard credit, excursions. Most people don't know that you can set up like private events like a cocktail party or a welcome party, or if you're from Louisiana and want to do Mardi Gras at the sea, you can definitely make that happen. You reserve dining. Everybody eats together. Nobody has to panic about so-and-so's going at 5:30 and this other one's going at 6 and there's no room, whatever. No, that's handled for you. There is a dedicated group coordinator. Last minute changes is not your problem, it's theirs, but they're going to do their best to keep you informed about it. The best thing about doing a group cruise is or just group trips in general, I think the biggest myth is you always have to be together. You don't. So you can still be with everybody, but still have your own space. That goes for any group trip that you take. If you want to go take a nap, if you want to go to the spa, if you want to go zip line, if you want to go meet up for dinner, or you want to go do a comedy show, that's totally up to you. It's like the togetherness, but without the shared bathroom. I guess if you want to think of it that way. Everybody has their own space. You get involved as much as you want or not. Depends on you. Let's see. I'm going off of my notes, so bear with me. Because like I said, this is getting raw and real because I'm not recording this for a 10th time. So in a nutshell, these ships are basically floating resorts. There's so many restaurants to choose from, so many shows, the gyms, the spas, and the different ports that you go to. Like, it literally, it meets everybody's needs. So now we're going to dig into the diehard cruisers and why some of those people, you ask, well, what are you doing this weekend? And their answer is, I'm going on a cruise. So you see like your platinum and elite folks who are basically, they have their favorite deck chair. I'm talking to you. The cruise lines are really competitive right now because it's who has the best ships, who's popping out the ships faster. Right now, it's very competitive with the private islands. Like Carnival just opened Celebration Key back in July of this year. Royal Caribbean is going to have Perfect Day Mexico. That's expected to open in 2027. You have Disney's Lookout Cay, which is in the Bahamas, and it has the Bohemian culture with the Disney magic. Chances are, whatever cruise line you're on, they have their own private island. And what that means is the only way you're getting to that island is if you're on that cruise. Nobody can fly there. It's just for those people that are on that cruise ship, which is an awesome perk to have because it's less chaotic that way. A lot of cruise lines right now, they're stepping it up with their different itineraries. Like I said, they're new ships. If you follow Royal Caribbean, they're popping out a ship all the time. And right now they're focusing on who has the biggest ship in the world. And right now it's them. The loyalty perks for each of these cruise lines, that matters. If you fall in love with one of these cruise lines, you want the best loyalty of what you get if you keep going back. So why is cruising always winning hearts? First of all, you only have to unpack once. Once you're on that ship and you're in your cabin, you only unpack once. Also, who doesn't love going to sleep and waking up in a new country or a new destination? Who doesn't love the endless food options? Probably people like me that are very indecisive. Probably trying to decide with that many food options to some people are probably a nightmare, but it's there. You can pick from it. The entertainment that's on board these ships are top notch. Most of them are Broadway quality. And then you have like your trivia nights, karaoke nights, comedy clubs, all of that. Those shows are fun. And then you have like you have the excursions of how you spend your day, especially when you go to these ports and these different places that you've never been before, like snorkeling or just being a beach bum on the private island that you're on with that cruise line. It's your trip and it's your rules, basically. So let's talk about some travel hacks when it comes to cruising. The one that I love the most, and that's become popular within the past few years, is magnetic hooks. If you think about it, a cruise ship is all metal pretty much. So the cabin walls are mostly metal. Also, some of these rooms are small. So if you add the magnetic hooks on your wall, on the doors, you can hang your jackets, hats, wet swimsuits, towels, whatever. They make those hooks that they hold like a good amount of weight. My other fun travel hack that I love that I do with my family when we travel is the the over the door shoe organizer. You can literally pack stuff in those little pouch, the little slots, and just roll it up and put it in your suitcase. And then when you get to your destination, you just hang it over the door with the little hooks that come with it. It's perfect. You have everything in one spot and doesn't take up as much in your suitcase, because if you listen to my first episode, rolling your clothes is a space saver when it comes to traveling. Packing a non-surge power strip or a USB hub, because some of these cabins, depending on the age of the ships, they have not updated how many outlets, or like if you're on Carnival, the Valor and the Liberty, which is local to us that a lot of people travel on, they really renovated both of them and they have USB ports. But also the first thing with traveling with like your power strips or whatever, you need to check the cruise line, because you don't want to get that confiscated when you go through security to get on the ship. But definitely look into that, especially if you're a family traveling and you have all those electronics. You're going to need that. So whether you're a first time cruiser or you're one of those diehard season cruisers, there's a new adventure always waiting for you for cruising. Cruising is one of those industries that is just constantly booming. So we're going to get into the show notes in the end of the show. So I have now a dedicated Facebook group, which I'm going to put the link down below if you want to join. We can talk about this topic, talk about anything travel that you want. You have questions for me, that's the place to ask. And we can swap stories. Maybe you have a travel hack that you want to share. I want to hear it. Just pick what you want to know, what cruise line, and you need my help to help you book it if you're overwhelmed. We could talk about it in the Facebook group. I want that to be our fun little place for travel talk. Also, because this was mostly about ocean cruising, I didn't want to leave out the river cruising, because that's a whole other subject on its own. So that's going to be my members only bonus episode that you can listen to. I'll put the link below. That's going to be on my website. You can sign up for a free account, and all my bonus episodes are going to be there to listen to. So if you're ever been interested in the river cruising, like the smaller ships, bigger scenery, like in Europe and stuff like that, definitely tune in to that bonus episode after you listen here. It's completely free. You just need to sign up for the access for it. And then I'm actually working on a resource guide in that section of things, like a packing list and all your little travel stuff that that I want to give out, my knowledge to pass on to y'all. So you have listened to me ramble far long enough. So if you love this episode or you have questions, share it with your mama and them, and hit follow or subscribe so you don't miss next episode. So I'm going to sign off and say talk to you later. Bye.